Happy first week of school. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for the week of Friday, August 14th. We know that selling or buying a home can be very stressful and confusing. That's the reason why we do these weekly videos, so you can know how the market is impacting your options as a San Ramon home seller or buyer. Starting off, we like to look at how the market performed over the past week. There are the same amount of homes on market this week as compared to last week, with the average asking price being roughly the same as well, $1,073,873, down from $1,890,000 last week. 12 homes went pending, significantly more, and double digits is always nice to see, than the last week of 7. And the asking price for those pending sales this week is a significant increase, which is nice to see, up to $1,825,000, up from $1,631 last week. And again, in the double digits here for the closing sales, double what we had last week, and the sales price increased dramatically as well, which is nice to see, $1,723,000, up from $1,556,000 last week. All right, so now that we know how the market performed over the past week, we can look at the broader trends and indicators that we like to keep track of to know where the market is heading or might be heading. Before we do that, if you do find this information helpful, you can hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on future updates. And while you're down there, why not share this video with a friend of yours? Everyone deserves to be in the know about their local real estate market. Okay, so like I said, next we like to look at the broader trends that give us an idea of where the market is heading, starting with the inventory, which has remained at 74 this week compared to last. And it's been hovering right around that 75 mark for the past several weeks now. There were a higher number of pending sales this week. We got up to 12, like I already said, but that didn't reduce the total inventory, which just means that there were a few more homes on the market coming new to the market this week compared to last week. With the inventory levels staying the same, the turnover rate has not made much improvement either. It is just touching that 50% mark, but it's still below that. But it's nice to see it getting close to breaking that again. If we have another week of double-digit pending sales, next week we should improve. As it stands, like I said, we're still just under the 50% mark, and we haven't been above that since May of this year. And we've only had a couple of weeks where we were above 50% since this winter. A surprising turn of events this week, though, is that the over-under numbers have improved. And they have been actually for the past couple of weeks, but it took another steep increase this week. Homes had been closing with prices averaging below asking price for the past several weeks before. So it makes sense that that stat makes sense with the slower turnover rates that we've seen all year. However, because of the overall lower inventory and sales volume this year, homes have still been able to generate good interest despite the slower market, as long as they are priced and presented really well. That is proven by the fact that the homes are selling for more than they're asking on average, again, for the past few weeks. And it's also further reinforced by the fact that even though, we've been kind of up and down all week or all year, it's stayed relatively within that kind of break-even margin of error, less than a percentage point above or below the asking price, which means buyers and sellers' expectations are pretty much aligned, which usually doesn't happen when we have such a slow turnover rate. You usually start seeing buyers being more aggressive with a lower asking price and sellers being willing to go there. The fact that it stayed break-even basically all year shows that there's strength in our market despite how slow it is. On the other hand, the average closing price has continued to dip this week, and this is in contrast to the over-under number increasing. This price drop doesn't contradict the over-under number, and it doesn't mean that the average home's value has dropped significantly. This is just an indication that the homes over 1.8 are still more difficult to get engaged buyers to look at than the homes that are in the sub 1.7 range. And that's why our closing price is below 1.7 on average. After struggling through July, here's our struggle session in July, the Triple Q fund has rebounded strongly this month. It has fully recovered from its dip last month and is now back to between 16 and 17% growth year to date. The strength of the tech industry and the massive growth in the AI development will continue to bolster a large segment of our buyer demographic here in San Ramon, which will in turn keep our market from struggling as much as it could with all the other negative economic factors we are currently experiencing. One of those negative economic factors is the mortgage rate, and that has remained just under 6.7 this week, and it has been that way for the past several weeks now. The Federal Reserve has continued to state that they will not be reducing the discount rate. With the ongoing conflict in Iran, I don't foresee inflation moving down, which in turn will continue to keep this interest rate, the Federal Reserve rates up, and the mortgage rates up as well. As everyone is getting back into the routine of school, it's very common for the market to have a few slower weeks. That wasn't really the case this week, however. We actually saw a significant uptick in new pending sales. This is the first time in several weeks that we have ended the week with double digits in the new pending sales column. This market remains a weird mix of temperate to cold. In the lower price range, the homes below 1.7, sellers are still experiencing bidding wars as long as they aren't overestimating their home's value. On the other hand, homes in the 2 million plus range continue to struggle to find any traction unless they're almost perfect. It is more important now more than ever, or it has been in a while at least, that whoever is helping you through the process of selling your house or buying is someone you can trust to provide honest and accurate feedback so you can make the best decision for your family. Thank you for joining me on this weekly update. I hope it helps you understand how our market is impacting your options. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay informed on how the market continues to shape up as we head back into the school year. And if you have any questions about how you can navigate this stressful and often confusing process of selling or buying a home, reach out to us directly or leave a comment down below. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you next week with a new update.